So we're going to continue with the favorites page design by creating the empty states, right? Before we start today's design, I would like to go here and apply some changes. I want to go to the components, and remember last time we were not able to save this corner radius as our component, so as our variable actually. So I'm just going to add a new variable. I'm going to call this small. Great. So then I'm going to move to the branding since we have to include it here as well. And I'm just going to duplicate this. Let's make them side by side here. Or it could be top down, no problem. So I'm just going to make the top one be our small. And if we now go back to design, you can see that it is applied everywhere since we are already using a component. Great. So that's the first thing we wanted to do. Next up, we want to work on creating our empty state. So let's just duplicate this, get it closer here. And today's video will be quite a short one actually. You just want to be finishing the favorites page. So favorites, here it should be empty. Now it's very simple in terms of we already have like the basic bare bones structure. So what we have to do is we want to just remove everything here, right? So we want to have this same layout, except that we have our favorites instead, and it should be with a nav bar included. Okay, great. So how do we start? So we need three elements. We need an illustration, we need some text, descriptive text, and finally we need our call to action here. Now, we can do the same thing by just copying this and pasting it here. And I want to center it here. And through centering it, I want to have equal spacing between the base, which is the end of the navbar here, and the base of the actual screen here of the mobile screen. So it's going to be the top half or the top outline would be the base of this navbar, and the bottom outline would be the base of the actual phone. So if we take it to be something like this, we want to have equal spacing. So currently it is 306 and here it is 214. So we want to go down a bit here. So it's 277 and 243 here. So around, okay, we want to go even further. Let's go up around here, 260 from here and 260 from here as well. Great. So obviously, this is one way of doing it. Another way would be just to center it like this. And actually, looking at this, I feel like it would be better if we just center it like this. Because like it does create the feel that it is actually centered, even though technically it won't be. But we have to take, in that case, we have to take this to be our baseline, because when we are actually creating the app for Android phones, it would actually just take this as the primary top point here. So let's just do that here. From the this would be 306 and 266, so somewhere like this. Okay, something like this here. 286 and 286. Great. So this will be like sort of our structure here. Obviously, we will have to change it up. Again, we're going to come back to it. I just showed you because this is sort of what we want to do. Before going to the illustrations, let's actually just work on this text here. You don't have any favorites yet. And here we're going to go and say back to home, right? So back to home. And I think, okay, we need a new button for this, since this is the reset button. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click and detach instant. And we don't need an icon for this. And here I'm gonna just uh go back or back home. For now, I'm just gonna say text here, and let's actually make this into a primary icon. So let's actually give this to be our brand color, and this should be full black. So finally, let's just take this. I'm gonna just copy it, go to components. Let's actually go back here. And we have this. Let's just rename this reset ETN. And what you can do here, you can take this and duplicate it, bring it up here, call this primary BTN. Okay, so now we can just go over here and Control Shift R and make this into a component. Let's just copy it from here. Let's go to design and Control Shift R here. So now we have the component form, right? First, let's actually go back to components and let's change this from reset BTN to primary BTN. And that change should reflect here. Let's take this text here and let's say go back. Right, so this basically means you don't have any favorites yet, so you have to go back to the home page or the home screen here so that you could add some favorites to your selection, right? So by just clicking this button, obviously we're going to work on that mechanism in a minute, in a couple of videos actually. But for now, let's just continue here. Now we have to work with this illustration. We don't have we can't reuse this illustration because this is for ears, as it's indicated here. So instead we want to go with a more proper illustration that fits this emptiness, right? So for this, what I'm going to do is I actually have created an illustration in Illustrator. So I think I have it here. I'm just going to drag and drop. Okay, I think, yeah, this is the one here. I created an empty box here. I did this in Illustrator. Obviously, this is more, sorry, this is more of a UI/UX design course, meaning I'm not really going to be focusing on how I created this illustration. Like, if that's something you want to learn in the future, you can just like comment in down below, and I'll try to include some of my uh graphics design setup in the future. But for now, we just want to cut it from here, go to assets, and here under illustrations, I'm going to paste it. So you can see we already have 3 illustrations for this parts here for the loading and ears. Then now we have an extra one for the emptiness, right? So let's go here and let's take this. Let's give it some space since we're going to be resizing it a lot. So we're going to take this, Control G, and get it out here. We don't need an empty frame. I'm going to name this, actually, I'm just going to name it empty box. And this will be fragments, just a fragment of the box. Let's just paste this here for all of them. I just like to have everything organized and have the proper naming. So now we have to make this fit into our design, right? So fit into our design means we have to make the colors different in terms of these colors. When I was creating this illustration, I thought for myself, I'm just going to give it random colors and I'm going to actually change it up and fix it when we get it into the design. So let's do that here. Let's start from this part here, which is the front facing part. So I'm just gonna go here, and this should be, I believe this should be the Grace 300 from illustration. Or okay, I think I changed it up here for some reason. Yeah, okay, I changed it up. So this should be grade 200. Okay, for now, let's just say 201. And this should be, oh, actually, I'm incorrect once more here. We have to go up here. Yeah, okay, so here is the problem. So this is darker, so it should be gray 200. 200. Okay, so since the variable name already exists, I'm just gonna call 301 for now. 301. 3001 actually. Here, then I'm gonna change this to be 300. And here I'm gonna go back, and now I can just remove the 1 here since we already have it. Okay, it should be actually 200. Great. So there was a mistake there, but we fixed it. Great. So now what we can do is we can apply the 300, or 200 would be, I think 300. Then we could go up here, and here for this one, we could apply the 300. The 200, I mean. Okay, great. So you can see the shading is coming along quite nicely here. Actually, this should be around gray 700. No, okay, too light. We want to apply the same thing here as the 200. And this should be a bit darker, right? So what we want to do is we want to go here. We don't have a color for it, so something like this maybe. Or we can actually, we need a different color. This is too dark for this scenario, so I'm just gonna go just up here, something like this, right? So, and this will be a lighter gray, so this gray 400 for illustrations. And I'm just going to apply, for this one, I'm just going to apply gray 300. And I'm going to do the same here for this one. But here I will apply a darker color, which will be the gray 200. Now for this one, this actually doesn't work. We have to apply the new color, which is 400 here, and do the same thing for this one as well. And I'm just going to go in here, and I'm just going to apply either gray 100, which will be just the same as the background, or it should be full black. So I don't want to go that route. So what I want to do is I want to create a new color here. So I'm just going to select this one, which is the darkest currently. So then I want to go pretty dark here, around 13. So this will be gray 100 for illustrations. Great. Okay. So obviously we're not going to be adding these colors into our design, into our branding here. Here we're not going to be adding those colors into our branding, just because they're actually meant for illustrations and not to be included in the brand design or UI UX design, the app itself. So what we can do here, we're going to go to assets, and I want to change this up a bit here. I want to make it smaller on the width here. I want to take these two, drag them up, and I want to drag this here. And I think I really like this. Okay, so obviously have to make some changes, but we are ready. So I'm just going to take this 32 pixels here, 31.87. It's close enough. I'm going to take this, I'm going to make it into components, and I'm just going to copy it here. Let's go back to the design, and now we can just replace it here. Control Shift and R. And what we can do is we can tilt it around. Great. And we can, okay, so I think that works quite nicely here. But looking at this had 246 width. How much does this have? I want keep it consistent. 240, so it's like the same thing. Okay, great. So I think it's a bit too large in contrast to what we had previously. So I'm just gonna make it something like this, which works very nicely. Okay. So obviously make sure that we have the same spacing between the baseline, the top line and the baseline here, which is 256.21 and 256.1. Great. So this is our favorites empty states. I just want to switch them up here. I want to bring this to be aligned right here. So 32 pixels, obviously. And I want to take this one here and I want to do the same 32 pixels. Great. So all of our screen designs are done. I'm going to review it with you in just a moment, but all of our designs, base screen designs are actually done. Next, we're going to be going into prototyping. We're going to be going into actual functionality. And it's going to be, from now on, it's going to be very much interesting, and we are hitting some advanced Figma topics. So I'm really looking forward to working on that with you. So let's just review it and finish today's video. So we started with a loading page here and an error page. Uh, then we took 2 episodes or 2 parts to create this beautiful home page or home screen. Then with this, today we finished the favorites empty state screen, which is very nicely done here. It's very simple, but gets the job done. And last time we finished with this favorites list. Okay, very nice work. Something that has to be fixed before we finish off is the spacing here. It seems like we have 24 by 16, which should not be the case. It should be 16 by 16. We did it 24 by 16 because initially it had full roundedness here, which permits extra space on the sides. But now this is now much better. Great. That's it for today, I think. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop them down below in the comments. Yeah, next time I'm going to be working more on prototyping and stuff. Yeah, again, thanks for watching. Until next time. Goodbye.